Hey guys, you're here with Chris and Goran, the original Kickdawgz of Big Dogs. I can say already that I miss Ashley, but I guess Chris will have to do it today.
Yeah, yeah. My name again is going to be not Ashley. That's I'm at, I'm at peace with that.
I saw you on the Pucky Crazy Chris, so you're jumping from one show to another show, then the drive-through after this.
Like
Busy
I,
day.
thankfully I've got a comfortable chair that I can sit in. I got my dog next to me. We're all good. I've got everything I need in life. Comfortable
That's
chair and a
not bad.
dog.
That's not bad, I guess. Then, did you bet any soccer today?
I did not, and I'm thankful because I was kicking myself at a certain point for not betting that City Atletico draw, but I believe City just scored, so it was
It's been a few minutes, yeah.
yeah, so you know what? I didn't bet anything today, but I do, prepping for this show, I do see some stuff that I absolutely love for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, there we go. I guess you have at least one or two draws for tomorrow.
I believe it or not, I do not. I'm starting to broaden my spectrum of ways to try to make money, especially after yesterday. So I think that there is lots of money to be made on the board. It's just a matter of finding it, and watching you and Ashley do the Kickdawgz parlays has taught me some different ways of betting as well.
Yeah, we actually did hit the today's parlay that we had on the video. We had Hamburger SV on the body line against Erzgebirge. I never can remember what the name is.
Bless you.
And we had Liverpool team total over 1.5, which hit in the first half alone. So that was a nice plus 110 or something like that. Nice double. But personally, I could use another goal from Manchester City or Atletico Madrid for all that for a personal parlay. But we'll see. We got about 12 minutes left in the game. Hopefully, somebody can score.
Yeah, it's going to be tight. You're starting to see, that old Atletico Madrid style that we've all become accustomed to seeing
Yeah.
with Atletico, where they kind of getting one goal on this team is a struggle, and that's saying a lot for a City team that I believe popped what was it, 8 goals past Sporting in the last round. So
Uh,
I know they scored 5. For some reason I thought they scored 3 in the return leg. Maybe I'm wrong.
no, the second leg was 0-0. It ended
Okay,
zero
so it
zero.
was
So
5.
yeah.
Okay, so but still,
But I'm sure
scoring.
there is a team who conceded 8 goals against City.
At this point, I don't even know if they deserve to be looked up at that point.
Yeah, I actually did have a that double as a premium as well, and I have this Peterborough allotted over 2.5. It's 1-1 now, but the game is almost over, so that's gonna be a loss for me, I guess. As City at over 2.5, I was optimistic that Atletico will not show up defensively, but I guess they did today, and they got one past me. So, well, maybe oh my God, City's having chance after chance after chance, and they can't score a goal.
Now, is this game at the Etihad? I hadn't checked.
Yeah, it is at Etihad. Yeah.
So they want to try to. I know the away goals rule doesn't really exist anymore, but
No.
they want to take at least as much of a lead as they can. I know going to the Wanda is not an easy place to go on the road and pick up a result, so they can go in with a couple of goals. I think they would probably feel pretty good about themselves at that point. I think.
Well, yeah, and especially if you have a lead, even though if it's only 1-0 lead, you got to realize that Atletico has to open up at some point if they want to catch up, right? So they will leave a lot of empty space behind them, and that's what City is definitely one of the best teams to use. Uh, but yeah, I think even 1-0 lead in the first leg is going to be probably enough for City to take this one home. So tomorrow, Chris, we got a few great games tomorrow. We got a nice matchups in the Champions League: Chelsea and Real Madrid, and Villarreal and Bayern Munich. Now that one should be a real treat to watch and bet on. What are you thinking about that one?
I'll start with that Chelsea Real Madrid match because that was the one I didn't think I could get a really good feel for. If I was going to take a draw, and I know Gordon was going to press me at some point for it, I think I would take it with Chelsea Real Madrid. I think you could also look at both teams to score. I see both teams getting on the score sheet there. I could see 1-1, but I think that was the harder of the two ties for me. I do have a couple picks in the Villarreal Bayern match. Gordon, how about you in this Chelsea Real Madrid?
Yeah, you know what? I'm with you on BTTS as well, and especially at the price that we're getting. I think it was -110. Yes, it's -106 right now. I mean, on the one side you have Chelsea, the team that can definitely score, and they have been playing. Not gonna say great, but they have been solid. However, their defense has not been consistent as it was at the start of the season, and they're definitely struggling with scoring goals. And if you look at their leading goal scorer, it's Timo Werner in the Champions League with only 3 goals. So that tells you a lot about the way that they're playing in the Champions League this season. So, and then with Real Madrid and Benzema leading that team, I think that finally he's gonna get the recognition he deserves in La Liga. Now that Messi is gone, Cristiano Ronaldo is gone, now that Benzema is finally the best player in that league, he's gonna get what he absolutely deserves. I don't know how many goals he scored for Real Madrid in La Liga. He has like 10 or 12 assists, so he's been outstanding so far.
Now, the question I'll ask you about this, because I was thinking about that the other day as well. Do you think that takes a bit of a drop off from La Liga if Benzema is the face, or because it's always been since what 2006 or 2007, it's been at least Messi. You've had Ronaldo come in. You've had guys have come in and have their cups of coffee, but with Benzema, and I don't know if it feels like it takes a step back because he's never been that guy. But like you said, maybe this is his chance to be the face.
I don't think it necessarily takes anything from La Liga, because I guess it was expected to get that kind of generation change or whatever in La Liga, because you have like a bunch of young and up and coming players, especially in Barcelona, right? They have at least 4 fantastic young players who's going to be future of La Liga. But it's just what happened to Real Madrid as well. They did sign Eden Hazard a couple of seasons ago, but he's been a ghost pretty much for that team, and he's gonna leave that club as well, I think, in the summer, because there's no way Ancelotti's gonna give him any playing time. He is healthy now. He's probably physically in a good form, but in his playing form, there's nothing he can contribute to this team, to be honest. At least not this season, and I'm not sure he's gonna get another season to prove himself.
Yeah, I could see Hazard ending up in the EPL or in Serie A. To be honest with you, I think, like you said, I think Ancelotti. I think Hazard's done with Real for sure. I think Ancelotti, like you said, there's no plans for him. And trust me, take it from me, from being an Everton fan, when we had Ancelotti, when Ancelotti has his when he has his mindset on something, there's really no convincing him otherwise. When he has his mindset that Hazard's not going to be in the lineup, you might have the writing's pretty much on the wall at that point, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And what more do you do with a player who's been injured for like a season and a half of the 2 seasons he was in Real Madrid? He was injured. So what do you do with a player like that? It's really I don't know.
Yeah. It's nice to sit home and collect a paycheck at a certain point, but you're also you've lost a year and a half of your career, and at the end of the day, whether you want to say it or not, Hazard still wants to play. I think that's for sure.
And he has to play because, well, luckily for him, he's gonna have a nice, probably like half a season to get into form in his new club before the World Cup, because he will be the captain of Belgium one more time, probably one last time before in a big competition at least. But he's got to get back into form. He's got to start playing, get more play time, and hopefully he's got to do something in the new club, whatever club that might be. Speaking of Everton, Chris, they are playing tomorrow against Burnley.
You just had to bring that up. Well, you know what? Call me a homer, because like I said, I am an Everton fan, but I've got to take Everton at plus 200. I think there is so much at stake for both of these teams, both in the relegation battle right now, and it's for me. Again, I'm an Everton fan, so it's easy for me to say, but it's almost unfathomable for me at this point that Everton are where they are. I mean, I get how everything's played out, but again, this is an Everton team both Everton and Burnley are at 28 matches right now. They both have 2 games in hand on teams like Watford and Norwich, who are also in the relegation zone. They both have 3 games on Leeds, who are in 16th right now. So this is a great spot for both teams to really get some points. But at the end of the day, I think that Everton just has that punch that they need to get over the line. But Gordon, you'll agree with me. The problem with Everton in the past has been beating teams that are below them. They usually look past certain teams, and it could be, I think, another spot where that happens here. I'm hopeful not, because, like I said, I've got Everton on the money line at plus 200 though.
You know what? I'm looking at the injury list for Everton here, and it's really, really long, to be honest. Like, Andre Gomez is suspended. No, actually, he's injured. Michael Keane is suspended because of red card. Alan is still suspended because of red card. Townsend is injured. Van de Beek is injured. Nathan Patterson is injured. Seamus Coleman is still questionable, I see, but Fabian Delph is injured, and he's been injured for a while, though. So Tom Davis injured as well. Yerry Mina still questionable, but I don't think that Frank Lampard is going to have much choice but to put those questionable players who might not be still in good shape just yet, but he might not have a choice but to put them in and go for the win here. If they lose to Burnley right here, I mean, their situation is going to get a lot more complicated, and Burnley's going to get a lot closer to them. Watford is going to stay really close to them. And like you said, they do have 3 games in hand, so that might be helpful for them. But I don't know, to be honest, what to think about this one.
Well, the reason also that I was back in Everton was because I think the Toffees know there is little room for error when you look at their next run of games. At home against United, at home against Leicester, at Liverpool for the Merseyside derby, at home against Chelsea, at Leicester, and then that you kind of get a break in middle of May with Watford, Brentford, and Palace. So
I suspect they might need about probably 7 or 8 points until the end of the season to kind of secure their EPL spot. And then when you look at their opponents, they can beat Burnley definitely. Can they beat Manchester United in their current form? Maybe a point. They could go toe-to-toe with Leicester, but then in the Merseyside derby against Liverpool on the road, I just don't see it. Chelsea, probably not. Leicester City on the road, probably not, I would say. And then Watford, Brentford, and Crystal Palace, those are the teams that they will have to beat. And hopefully it will be enough for them to stay in the EPL, but I don't know.
Yeah, keep in mind, I also didn't check, if, say, for example, Chelsea would have a Champions League date ahead of that game. It's also about, scheduling spots as we get there, but that's just sort of a preliminary look at the road ahead for Everton. That's kind of why. Not overly optimistic of the run of form to finish April and to start May, but it is what it is right now, unfortunately.
Good evening, Pedro. Thanks for joining us once again. And Sean and Rivera and everybody else, thank you for being here. I was thinking maybe double chance on Everton with a double, in a double with something that might be worth taking for tomorrow. I got to look a bit deeper into that. Maybe read some press reports on the injuries or whatever. But if they don't beat Burnley here, like I said, it's going to be very, very tough situation for them. So hopefully they can get one here.
Yeah.
What about Augsburg and Mainz? Do you like anything in that one?
Honestly, that was one of the big league games that I couldn't get a feel for. I think that could be a spot for the Goran special. Both teams scoring over 2.5, but
yeah.
It's not a game I feel very strongly for, but that was probably where I was going to lean in that one.
And I would agree, honestly, because Augsburg just coming off of a win against Wolfsburg. I think it was 3-0 at home, which is just proof that they can score both at home and on the road as well. But Mainz is a solid defensive team, mostly at home, a bit less on the road. But I could see BTTS in over 2.5 in this one, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I looked at that one. I couldn't get away from a 2-1 or 3-1 kind of game. That just for whatever reason, that's just what stood out at me. But again, probably one of my least favorite games on the board, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, there's not that many games tomorrow. We got some. What do we have?
I think there's three championship, English championship. There's 5 Serie B.
Yeah, there's. I know that Fulham is playing tomorrow and Bournemouth is playing tomorrow, both on their own. But not sure if I would take that. We do have a couple of games in Australia. Do you like anything in that?
I know from you and Ashley talking, the thing you can expect from the A League is goals, and more goals, and I think that's, I think that's a great way to look at both games tomorrow.
Melbourne City and Sydney FC, yeah, that could be goals galore. To be honest, Melbourne City is on a 3-game winning streak right now. They have scored 54 goals in 23 games so far in Australia. So, wait, let me check the price of the motherland on Melbourne, but it's pretty steep, I would say. Is there anything else you like for tomorrow?
I will say there were a couple things I did kind of skim. I didn't know if we were going to eventually touch on it, but I do have a couple for that Bayern and Villarreal game. Okay. I do like Bayern and over 2.5 at plus 110. Again, I think it's just going to be a higher scoring game. You could also do a same game parlay. You could take Bayern over 2.5 and Robert Lewandowski as an anytime goal scorer. That's at plus 137. And I hit those goal parlays in the NHL yesterday. Those goal props. So we'll do Robert Lewandowski to score 2 or more at plus 200 to 300. Do your line shopping. Lewandowski to get a hat trick, not off the table either at plus 700. But
definitely not.
Yeah. I was going to say I also have a couple of English championship plays I was looking at. But was there anything you were looking at specifically?
I just looked up the price of Melbourne City and Sydney FC, and honestly, this price kind of surprises me. Minus 110 on Melbourne City. The leader of that league Sydney is a solid team. They have a solid defense. Their offense is not as good as Melbourne is, but honestly, I would go with Melbourne City on the motherland at home. I think that's where the most value is at minus 110. It's not often that you get the best team in the league at home at minus 110, so I would take a swing at that one.
Yeah, for sure. And for me personally, I don't want to switch courses too heavily, but that kind of mindset is kind of what led me to taking Fulham's team total over 1.5. I believe they're against Middlesbrough tomorrow, and you're getting over 1.5 for a team that scored 92 goals this season at plus 125. I think that's just fantastic value. Like I said, I could easily see Fulham popping 2, maybe even 3 goals here because it's definitely not out of the question for Fulham. And you mentioned that Bournemouth game. I love Bournemouth on the money line at plus 162. I know they are on the road, and I know that playing on the road never easy, especially in the championship. But I think Bournemouth can taste the Premier League again. They're sitting in second right now. They're, I believe, 6 or 7 points clear of the 4 playoff spots in third place. And again, I just think that you're getting some great value. Maybe you take a double chance with the draw to cover it off. But again, I'm not into laying minus 225 because that's I believe that's where I saw it at. But yeah, those are probably my 2 favorite plays for the championship tomorrow.
Ashley would say take Dominic Solanke to score for Bournemouth at any time. It's plus 162 right now. I will definitely put something on that because he's been scoring like crazy. And maybe take a parlay with Solanke and Mitrovic both to score at any time. Now, that would be a nice parlay for like plus 300 or something probably. So
let me see if I can find it.
Like I said, Solanke plus 162, but I do really like your team total of Fulham, the best defensive team in that league by far. They will get to the EPL, and then we'll see if they're going to get relegated the same season, or are they going to spend some time in the EPL? But
have a little bit of hope for them, Gordon.
I had hope for Norwich City, but
this is true. So I'll do you. What did you think the parlay was going to be for Solanke and Mitrovic?
Plus 300 or something. What
if I told you plus 477?
There you go.
There you go. Absolute gift from Goran and Mr. Do It All over here.
And Mr. Not Ashley.
Yeah, Mr. Not Ashley. There you go. I could spike my hair. I could have the little like I said, Ashley usually has the Alabama A. I could draw like a chicken wing here or something like that.
I don't think you have enough hair to spike it though.
Don't be give me a minute. Give me like 5 minutes. You keep talking, go to solo. I'll find hair gel or something.
Yeah.
I'll find some mayo in the fridge and just spike it up.
Now, Chris, Ashley and I do have a video for tomorrow, a parlay video that's going to be up on YouTube later on today. But what do you say you and I do a nice parlay
I think
tomorrow?
I think we could do that.
All right. Let's go for it.
All right. You know what? I will go with that Fulham team total over 1.5 at plus 125. Like I said, you're getting a team that's got a plus 62 goal difference. And I'm not even talking about from the defensive. I'm just saying they're absolutely battering opposing teams this season. They've scored 92 goals, and to get the over 1.5. I know Middlesbrough, I believe they're in 5th. Correct me if I'm wrong, Goran. I know they're pretty high up there. I believe they're in the playoff spots. But they only
see. I had that opened here. There is 6th.
6th. And I believe they've conceded, I think it's 40 goals this season.
Yeah.
So they're not giving up a ton. But again, the way that Fulham is finding the back of the net, I got to go with Fulham. And to honorable mention to that Solanke and Mitrovic parlayed anytime goal scorers as well. Plus 477, some great value. But for our parlay, I'll go with the Fulham team total over 1.5.
They have plus 128 on team total here in my book for Fulham. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
And I'll take something from the Champions League, of course. Now, I know that numbers are Ashley's thing, and I think she said that Bayern keeps only like 20% clean sheets on the road. So I think I'll go with BTTS and over 2.5 in that Champions League game against Villarreal. Let me just pull up the prices here. Let's see what we get for this. Over 2.5 and BTTS. Ooh, that's a nice parlay we have for tomorrow. Plus 329 here in my book.
You can't go wrong with that. And any of that, I think, is great. Like I said, the anytime goal scorer parlay, as well as the parlay that we just put out, I think we'd say plus 329. That's some solid value. That's some great money to be made tomorrow. Yeah,
let me just write this down, because if we don't write it down, we never know the next day what our parlay was. So, Ashley, what was our parlay yesterday? I have no idea.
I have no idea. I wasn't here. It's like, oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, so I have that written down. All right. So I will say that, guys, one more time. It's Fulham team total over 1.5, and Villarreal Bayern, both teams to score it over 2.5, and that is plus 329 for this double from Chris and I for today. I think Liverpool scored another one, Chris. I think it ended.
And you just had to ruin my day by saying that.
Well, it's not like Everton is getting closer to them.
Shut up! I didn't need you. I did again. Quit raining on my parade with all this Liverpool and news and anti-Everton nonsense. I don't need it.
Yeah,
we're already far enough from the top as it is. I don't need to go any further to the bottom.
You're closer to the top of the championship than to the top of the EPL.
You are cruising for a bruising, my friend. I swear you are trying to get smacked.
Just ruffling some feathers.
Yeah, there's a lot of feathers to ruffle. As soon as you said ruffles, I got distracted. I was like, ooh, potato chips.
Oh, man. I don't know. Did you read any interesting news, Chris, from the soccer front?
You know what? Just seeing all the bets that are pouring in on the U.S. to win the World Cup. It's just.
I read that somewhere. I was thinking, do people have some extra money laying around? If you do, you can send it to me. It's not a problem at all.
Look, from a fan perspective, I would just put $10 on Canada to win the World Cup. I know it's probably not going to happen, but at plus 20,000 for a team that many are considering it to be a dark horse, why not? It's worth a punt. But again, the U.S. is the one I don't understand. Everybody's hammering it at plus 10,000. I'm seeing wagers left and right, and I believe it's, not to drop names in books, but I'm seeing like BetMGM is reporting that they were getting a ton of money on the U.S. to win the World Cup, and frankly, it's one of those head scratchers for me personally.
I know that Costa Rica hasn't qualified yet, and they have like plus 150,000 odds to win the World Cup.
Yeah,
which is crazy. I might put something on Croatia, like I said, at plus 6,000. So just from a fan standpoint,
yeah, of course you would.
of course I would.
Of course you would.
What are the odds of Canada? What did you say?
Last I saw were plus 20,000.
Let me see if I can find that anyway here real quick. Anything interesting going on in your life, Chris?
No, just trying to get just day by day, waiting for baseball season. It's slowly coming around. I know Goran's excited to start betting his overs in baseball, and
Oh yeah, definitely.
but no, honestly, it's just been a whirlwind. We talk regularly. Just the craziness that is sports betting. But no, nothing too crazy here, Goran. How about you?
Canada plus 15,000.
Also, the line's moving. See, I'm not alone in thinking that there is something maybe to be here with Canada. Brazil, watch out.
Anything? I mean, Chris, nothing new with me, pretty much. Wife's happy one day, the next day she's mad at me again. It's a pretty vicious circle.
Yeah. This is true, but happy wife, happy life thing only goes so far, and then all of a sudden,
yeah.
And then Goran turns his head and puts the remote down the wrong way, and then gets his head chewed off. So.
Oh yeah. Why did you not use the coaster? Oh, come on. Because you were asleep.
How do you not use the coaster? Have you not learned anything from that Boban Marjanovic State Farm commercial? Please tell me you've seen that.
No, I haven't.
I'm gonna have to send you that. It's hysterical. I've never seen a guy that's 7'3" crouching down to clean a black coffee table. It was outstanding.
Last time I've seen Boban Marjanovic was in the John Wick movie. So.
Oh, I forgot about that. Wow.
Anyways, Chris, we are at the end of our show for today. Thank you once again for jumping in instead of Ashley. She was on the plane. She was traveling home to Alabama to see her mom. Hopefully everything's going to be okay with that. She should be back tomorrow. Now, I did say that we have some videos coming up to YouTube later on today, guys, and that parlay video for me and Ashley, but you did get a parlay for Chris and I. It's Fulham team total over 1.5 and Villarreal, Bayern, both teams to score it over 2.5. Hopefully it's gonna be a winner, and it's gonna be pretty nice winner if that hits. So.
Yeah, guys, and also again, I can't stress it enough. That anytime goal scorer parlay that Goran and I came up with for the championship tomorrow. Solanka to score anytime for Bournemouth, and Mitrovic to score anytime for Fulham. I believe it's plus 477.
Yeah.
That's, I think, is fantastic value as well.
I don't know where Blazers are from, Brett. They're from what? From Uruguay or something? Is there a soccer team named Blazers?
I know there's a basketball team named the Blazers, but...
Anyways, guys, thank you for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button and enjoy the rest of your day. And we will see you again tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern.